This might be the hardest thing I've ever tried to do. I've given myself 1 year to go from this chair to professional motorsports with no car, no experience, no way of knowing how to get into the industry, no sponsors, and no money. But what I do have is a wheel and pedals, an Xbox. Now I know you're probably thinking, why in the hell would I do something so stupid and so costly? And the answer is, I feel like I have to. I've been a motorsports fan my entire life, been a racing fan my entire life. I've had raw, natural pace my entire life, but I never had enough money to go racing competitively, and I never had the means to be able to network my way onto a team. So when I got medically retired from the Air Force, I decided that I was going to chase my dream no matter what it took. It should be accessible to anyone with talent, and it should be accessible to find out if you do or don't have the talent. That's kind of what this is about. Now, despite there being a whirlwind of information and knowledge and technique that I don't possess, or money that I also don't possess, I'm gonna give this a try anyway, because there are tens, maybe even hundreds of thousands of kids that were like me, that were too poor to do it, that deserve to know that this is possible. And not to mention, on the veteran side, you've got the world's greatest athletes, the world's greatest fighting force. And after service, our mission and our purpose kind of dies. And I believe that motorsports is an opportunity to showcase just how technical and how precise and how disciplined military members are, and how amazing those veterans are and can be, and the amazing things that they can achieve. So ultimately, my hope with all of this is that I can become the guinea pig for everyone else, right? And that when you see this, you and all the young kids and all the veterans that thought that they were nothing will start showing up to road races and viewing motorsports as the exciting and amazing sport that it is, and can feel like they're a part of something bigger. Now, all of that sounds great and all, but at the end of the day, how are we actually going to do this? So I believe everyone in anything in life has very specific skill sets that sets them apart and makes them capable of doing amazing things, right? And contrary to what it might look like, I believe that mine is storytelling. And I've done the YouTube thing off and on for a few years. I figured, right, I would leverage what I got to the absolute maximum capacity that I could. And speaking of using what we got, this is our current sim setup. It's not great. It is a Thrustmaster Ferrari 458 steering wheel with pedals and a gaming chair on my coffee table. I have ordered a sim rig, so it isn't a professional rig. It isn't the best place to start, and it is going to make me slower faster than it will make me faster. But it is what we have, and it's technically seat time, and that's just where we're gonna have to go from here. Now, secondary problem, we don't really have a race car, and that's obviously an issue. Secondly, even if somebody was to deliver a race car out there right now and said, hey, go run some laps and let's figure out how to win a national championship, opportunities to be able to go out on track and spend time on the track testing and learning are not only few and far between, but they're very expensive. So as a result of that, number one, we've got to build a car that we already have, and we were luckily able to pick up an Infiniti G35 that we're going to build along in this series into one of our first race cars and our promo car, but also we're going to have to spend a lot of time doing sim work and going karting. And karting in itself is also expensive. It's not a cheap hobby and it's not a cheap sport. There are ways to make it cheaper, and that's what we're going to kind of go over during this series. All in all, we're starting from a very bare bones setup, and we're going to push it to the absolute limit of what this is capable of doing for us. We're going to see if you can build real road racing technique through video games and this wheel. Towards the end of this year, we're going to take all the skills that we've learned on the wheel and on the sim games, from Forza Motorsport to Assetto Corsa Competizione to Assetto Corsa to Project Cars 2, and we're going to take it to Fastlane Racing School at Button Willow, and we're going to apply all the knowledge we got to get our competition license and blow all of the budget I have for the entire year, and hopefully receive our full national competition license. Now, we want to do this so badly because we want to see just how amazing or just how crappy these games really are as a training tool towards being a real driver, and see what tools translate and what tools don't translate, and go from there. And hopefully create basically a roadmap that you can follow to get into motorsports yourself. So I am beyond excited, and also really nervous and kind of scared, a touch nauseous, to be completely honest. At the end of all this, and we get our competition license and we start our full racing season, we hope that this inspires enough people to really bring eyes to a lot of the issues surrounding veterans and a lot of the issues surrounding motorsports. With all of that exposure, we are hoping that with all of the seat time and all of the sponsors that come from everything and all of the eyes and attention and support that we get will will us to our first championship in our rookie season in the SCCA touring class. And honestly, we believe that it's possible. We believe that it's absolutely doable, and we hope you guys come along for the ride. So moving on to where we're at right now, we sent out a bunch of pitch emails to a few companies to see if they would want to be a part of this series and really see what kind of support we can get. And as we go through that process of gaining those sponsorships, we're going to walk you through exactly how we did it, exactly what we said in the emails, exactly what metrics they want to see, and exactly how the pitch, the proposal, and the negotiations go, so you can have a better understanding of what it's like to actually go get sponsors yourself. So we have exactly 1 year to do this, and it is no doubt going to be extremely difficult. Everyone we've talked to about it has said that that's extremely ambitious, and we agree. But that's kind of the point, is we want to break down the barrier. We want to break walls and change the status quo. But we do want to earn it. So if you're currently involved in road racing, if you're currently licensed with SCCA, NASA, IMSA, WC, if you work with any teams, we would love to hear from you. Your experience is literally invaluable on this topic, and we want to learn more. We want to learn more from you. I am entering into this technically as a complete rookie across the board. I know very little about sim racing. I know very little about road racing. But I've done track day experiences and stuff like that in the past and been very fast. And I believe that if I had the coaching and I had the support and a little bit of wisdom from some of you guys, I think it's possible. Now, there's a ton of motorsports events that'll be happening over the next year, obviously. Starting with the NASCAR playoffs here in Las Vegas. And we intend to be at as many events as we can possibly go to. It's cars and coffees and the like. And meet all of you and spread this amazing mission and hopefully learn a bunch of stuff, right? And the goal at the end of the day is to have an army of people behind us rooting for us when we cross the finish line at our very first race next spring. Thank you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, stay blessed.